Well, hello all and welcome. Hope you're all doing well. This video, I'll tell you now, is going to be bits and bobs, let's put it that way. We're going to be starting off with this to start with, and then there'll be hopefully a hedge. I'm going to show you a little bit of something that I do personally with regards putting beds to bed for winter. So make the most of this picture, because this is going to change. As I've said in a previous video about getting and cutting a lot of this off, I'm going to harvest what apples still pretty good. These are perfectly usable. So what I'm going to do is cut some of these off, take some of the apples off, and then cut these branches back as high up as I can reach. I'm not going to bore you with me doing all that, and you know, as you can see how it is now, and I'll when I've finished, I'll show you what I've done. Well, I think you can safely say that I've opened her up a bit. That looks a lot better. None of this hanging down and I was playing peekaboo for you to see me on the camera. As you can see, it's all done. It's a reasonable height now. Allow it to grow some more. It's still absolutely rammed with apples. I'll just take you off the tripod and show you what apples I've picked as I've cut this, what I've taken off, and I'll show you in the container what I've got. This is probably a bit better view for you. As you can see, look, all opened up now. All the feeders here more open now for the birds. As I say, they can get on the feeders straight across into the hedge there. In fact, can you hear that? I can see a sparrow over there. It's waiting for me to clear off probably so it can get on the feeders. So that's, as I say, all opened. Sorry if it's a bit shaky camera with me holding it. And voila, there we go. You can see that container, that's half full. I'm not putting any more in than that because it's heavy enough to carry as it is. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. So I'll finish up tidying up round here, then we'll get on with another job. One of the jobs that I was saying about with regards putting beds to bed for winter, this isn't actually what I was going to show you. This is something that I've come across. I'm just clearing this bed out. This did have the spring onions in. It originally was my carrot bed, and as can be seen here, there is one solitary carrot, and I thought, let's get it up, because compared to what's at home, I don't think this is going to be very good, but we will have a look. Well, no, it's split, and there's some damage, as you can see there. It's split and there's slug damage or whatever, but still usable. So top off, and that will go round home and that will be used. So but yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. That was, as I say, I'd got spring onions in here. It was the only carrot out of all that I'd put in here that had survived, and I thought, let's just have a look, just kill curiosity. And it, to be honest, I've surprised myself. It's better than I thought. Well, I've got something just a little bit different to show you. Microgreens. I mainly do this. I grow these mainly through the winter, to give that little bit of extra something with regards, mainly with my sandwiches for work more than anything. As you can see, I've been harvesting some of these. I'm going to do another one of these trays. I'm going to sow some seed, and I just thought that I'll show you what I'm doing. So let's get and sow some seed. Right, microgreens. All as I'm using these trays, I've had these some years now, not really sure what came in them, but I'm just putting kitchen roll folded up and well and truly soaked. The seeds, I've got rocket, broccoli and mustard, and they're from a firm called Aconbury Sprouts. They're a company that do sprouting seeds. I've dealt with these quite a bit and I'm very happy with them. And using the tissue, as you can see, it's no problem. Some people will grow them in compost, but I do them in tissue. Quite happy with that. So what I'll do is I'll show you now how I get on with regards the sowing of the seed. Right, all as I do is just get a little bit, whatever it is, in this case rocket, sprinkle, very good amount, don't skimp on the seed. This is now the broccoli, and then the same again. Always put plenty in, and that is basically it. I leave it like that. That won't be touched again. That will be left for a few hours and will be watered as and when needed. So probably, I'm doing it now, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'll probably water these tomorrow morning. That'll be it, and then just keep it moist, and as we've seen, in time we end up with nice crop and microgreens. Well, a hedge, it's all been done. That was another job that I needed to get done. Tree all sorted, now the hedge is done. You can't see a lot where you are, but I'll take you off the tripod and I'll walk you down and show you exactly what I've done. Right, this is all the hawthorn, the right prickly stuff. I've roughly about where my fingertip is, I've cut a few branches back there, and then as we swing round here, this is nearly all privet apart from, oh, I forgot the name now. Somebody tell me what that's called. Oh, it's gone blank. Oh well, but there's a little bit of that in there as well. And this is all now, as you see, privet. There's quite some big, let me just come back. There's quite some big stuff that I've had to cut through, and I've left that up there to blend in with that, but the rest has all gone. Cutting through it all, I've been using ratcheting secateurs. These are absolutely fantastic. These are top banana. The dog's danglers, tell you, really pleased with them. I've then also used saw where needs be and loppers, and I've just gone all the way down, right the way along, just taking it all out, taking out down the bottom here. This could probably be thinned out a little bit more, but gone all the way, all through here. And as you can see now, where it all overhung the compost bins, it's now all clear. It's opened it up no end. Down here, I'll just show you this, under that blue tarpaulin and some of that plastic sheet in there is some manure. It's been there 3-4 years. I just keep taking little bits out now and again to use, so it's made access to that. Let me just come back up here a bit and show you, and it's as you can see, it's opened it up really nicely, and another good job done for another couple of years at least. This bed, as you've just seen with me getting that solitary carrot up, it did have spring onions in. Well, it's been cleared, and I'm going to show you now what I do with my beds with regards putting them to bed for winter, or preparing them to be put away for winter. I do this every year. Some people might say, well, why bother, just leave it as it is and then dig it over next spring and prepare it ready. And yes, that's quite right, could do that, but This is something I've done ever since I've had an allotment. Now then, this is spent compost. This is just going on as a top dressing. I do this in the spring as well. Get rid of the bag, put that over there because that will come in handy again. Now I have weeded through this and there are one or two little bits of weed that are showing through. Now then, what I'm going to do with this is just roughly work this in, not being. One thing I've noticed with this bed as well, and I'm quite pleased to see, is a lot of worms in it. So to me, it's always a good sign of healthy soil. There we go. Nothing too dramatic. Now then, this that I've got here, this is a little bit of grow more, and again, not a massive amount, not putting, keep taking the weeds out as I find them. It's been dug over, by the way, with the fork. The reason I use the fork is because we have a big problem with mare's tail on this particular site, and if I use a fork to get the mare's tail up or to dig it over, any mare's tail I come across I can then dig down to try and get as much out as possible. Now then, next thing I'm putting on a little bit of fish blood and bone. I know a lot of you are probably going to be, oh, why bother? I sometimes ask myself that question. I know that might sound stupid, but I personally think that doing this just puts a little bit of goodness into the bed before you then cover it up, and then a little bit pelletized chicken muck. Again, only a little, because really I need to do this next year before I start sowing any putting any plants in, anything like that. But this is just a little thing I do, and I personally think it just helps to add a little bit of goodness to the soil. And then again, just lightly work it. Nothing sparkling. Again, doing this will help me pick out any weeds if I come across any. There we go. A couple of weeds there. Now we don't need the fork, so that can go over there. What we do now need is the fabric to go over the top, and we need some bricks, so I'll just get a couple for this end. Now this weed suppressant fabric here is the the very thin, almost like paper fabric. That's probably the best way of describing it. Now I know it's not covering the bed completely, but I'm not really bothered about that. I'm not too concerned that it's not, you know, that there's little gaps either side. This is just a little operation that I do, as I say, just for winter. Let's have a look, have we got something else? There we go, we can use that as well. That's it, that'll do. Don't think anything's going to, any of that's going to blow away. And yes, there is little bits of gaps in it, but as I say, it's something I do just to sort of freshen the soil up before it gets put to bed for the winter. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching, really is very much appreciated. A little thing that I forgot to mention with regards to those microgreens, those small trays, they just go on a window ledge somewhere. So, you know, if you were doing the same, maybe kitchen, spare bedroom, whatever, I put them on a window ledge in a spare room, and I've no problem with them. They grow away very nicely, as you've seen. So, as I've said, thank you all very much for watching. Be good, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.